The most popular trail on the Dutch Caribbean island of Saba is the Mount Scenery Trail. Many people make the day trip from St. Martin just to do this hike. Mount Scenery is a dormant volcano rising majestically at the center of the island, and on such a small island, the peak is visible from nearly everywhere. The day we arrived on Saba started off cloudless and clear, but before we could even drop our bags at the hotel and start hiking, a thick swirl of clouds blew in. We decided to make the trek anyway, hoping it would clear up by the time we reached the top. Although there are several ways to the top of the mountain, the most popular by far starts out in the small town of Windward Side, across the street from the trail shop. The trail shop itself is an important landmark and an indispensable source of hiking advice and maps, as well as other helpful information on navigating Saba in general. If you're arriving by ferry or plane for a day hike, you will want to plan to take a taxi to the trailhead, and you may even want to call ahead to have one waiting. Although the distances are relatively short, to say everything on the island is steep and narrow is an understatement. We were staying a few days in Windward Side, and the trailhead was just a 10-minute walk down to and through town from our hotel. We found the estimate of 90 minutes to the top pretty accurate and the way back down a bit quicker, although in the rain it could be pretty slippery and probably no faster than the way up. You know this trail is not messing around from the beginning, as the stairs start immediately. This trail is beautiful and does have some relatively smooth, flat sections where you can catch your breath, but the majority is just varying degrees of steep, including 1,064 stone steps. Some serious trail construction has gone into this trail, and it is well maintained. In contrast to some of the other trails on the island, the Mount Scenery Trail is also well shaded, which is a welcome feature since the sun here can be pretty intense, and this trail is a long, unrelenting climb. This tree cover also means there aren't a lot of views until you reach the top. You may get brief glimpses through the branches of a few towns far below, but the payoff is definitely at the top. The round-trip journey is only 2 to 2.5 miles, but the 1,700-foot climb makes it a serious undertaking. Make sure to bring plenty of water, snacks, and an extra layer. It can cool off quickly when the clouds come in or the breeze picks up. As we hiked higher, the mist from the clouds coated everything, and it was easy to see how the unique vegetation here survives. Palm trees, orchids, banana plants, mahogany, oleander, and hibiscus fill the forest, along with lizards, tree frogs, and dozens of colorful bird species. As we made our way up, step after step, we were occasionally joined by one of the local wild chickens. Presumably at some point they had an owner, but now they seem to wander the island at will. As we neared the top, the trail continued to get steeper. Eventually, the trail split and headed off to two separate viewpoints, one a few hundred feet down a well-worn path past a radio tower, and the other slightly farther down a muddy, overgrown track. This less used option had the appeal of a fun fixed rope, which was installed to help hikers up a final steep section. Unfortunately, on the day we chose to climb the mountain, the clouds did not clear for more than a few seconds for us, just enough to glimpse what we could tell on a clear day would be amazing views in all directions of Saba and its neighboring islands. In summary, the Mount Scenery Trail is a short but challenging hike with a great reward in the form of amazing views if the clouds stay away. However, it is only one of 15 beautiful hikes on the island, and arguably not even the most spectacular. Although we started out with the Mount Scenery hike, as many people do, we chose to stay on the island for 3 days, allowing us to try out a few of the other hikes as well. It would be incredibly hard to choose a favorite, as each one was completely different and rewarding in its own way. There is a reason this unique Caribbean paradise is known for hiking, and if you like to walk in beautiful places with no crowds, Saba is definitely a place you should consider.